Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm here to talk to you today about basic skills that I think that everybody should know how to do. Now, I'm filming this, I'm videoing this on my iPad, so please forgive me. I keep wanting to look one way and not the other, and I'm a little distracted. I am not in my normal setting. I am in Florida right now visiting my sister, but I wanted to get this video out today. This is basic skills everyone should know. There are 7 of them that I've listed. The first one is basic cooking skills. I believe everybody should know basic cooking skills. Now, when I say basic cooking skills, I'm not necessarily talking about making macaroni and cheese out of a box. Uh, Maybe what I'm talking about is maybe making biscuits from scratch or making macaroni and cheese from scratch. The real deal. Not, to me, cooking is not pouring something out of a box. It's just not. Um, so I believe everybody should have at least some basic cooking skills. Number two, basic laundry skills. There are many people out there who don't have basic laundry skills. They don't know how to do their own laundry. One of my subscribers posted in a video and a comment in one of my videos before that his neighbor's daughter, who was 25, actually had no idea how to do her own laundry because her mother had been doing it for her. And when I think her mother went into the hospital, and the young lady had no clue how to do laundry. I think that's sad. My 14-year-old grandson knows how to do his own laundry, and I think that that is well within the realms of, you know, possibility. Number three, basic vehicle care. And this includes how to change a tire, how to check the air in your tires, check the oil, fill the windshield wiper fluid, and change the windshield wiper blades. Now, this is just routine maintenance. It can save you money to know how to um, fill your wiper fluid, check the air in the tires, change your own windshield wiper fluid, instead of paying someone else to do it. Now, some people go as far as to learn how to change their own oil. As a young lady, when I first started driving, my dad made sure I knew how to change my own tires and do all of these things and change my own oil. Now, did I opt to do that? Sometimes, I never had to change a tire, thankfully, but I did change my own oil at some point. Number four, I think that growing your own food and food preservation is extremely important. Now, I know that not everybody is big on growing their own food. Maybe it's not their thing, but I think everybody should know how to do it, and they should practice those skills, even if it's just a little bit. Even if it just means growing peppers or tomatoes in a pot on your back porch. I think everybody should know how to do that. Also, food preservation. Food preservation, the easiest food preservation there is out there to me is freezing food. You can freeze it, you can dehydrate it, you can can it. You should have some awareness of how to do this and probably should practice it on occasion so that you know how to do that. You never know when you're going to need those skills. Number five is basic first aid. Now, basic first aid, how to stop bleeding, how to disinfect a cut, all the things. When I was growing up, and we've gotten away from this a lot, but when I was growing up, if we cut, I can remember, I'm going to go back, I can remember my sister stepping on a pitchfork. We lived on a farm, we were farmers. And I don't know what exactly happened. It didn't go through her foot, but it got her pretty good. The first thing that my grandmother did was soak her foot in Epsom salt to draw out any of the infection. We've gotten away from some of the older skills of basic first aid, and I think we need to relearn them. I really think that we should relearn them. My grandfather was really big on mercurochrome and iodine. He had little tiny brown bottles of mercurochrome and iodine. And whenever I'd scratch myself, he would take me in the house and he would paint me up. And I would always beg, please, Pop, don't put the stuff on that burns. He would laugh, and I would usually end up with a mercurochrome. So, basic first aid. I think we all need to know that. We don't. A lot of people don't know basic first aid, and it should be taught, whether by our parents, our grandparents, a mentor, or whoever it needs to be taught. I think there should be a class on that in school. Maybe not a full blown year long class, but maybe a couple hour class yearly, just so kids get the gist of it. A lot of times parents are very busy. I've talked to parents that are struggling just to keep the kids fed and get them, get their schoolwork done and get to their jobs and stuff. So I understand parents are overwhelmed, and I also understand that it is not the responsibility of the schools, but maybe somewhere we can come to a middle ground. Number 6, basic sewing. Now, when I was in school, they used to teach this, but I already knew how to sew. My great grandmother, who she was born in I think it was 1897. I was 14 when she passed away, and she was 94. She took care of herself up until the day she passed away in her sleep in her trailer that she lived on our farm. Now, she lived not far from us, so that she lived right on the farm, and we checked on her daily, and she was very particular about certain things. And I'll never forget the night that the morning we got up and her porch light was still on. And the funny thing was, she was very conservative, never left her porch light on, always saving energy. And we knew when that porch light was on that something wasn't right, and she had passed away in her sleep. But I digress. She taught me how to sew. She taught me basic hand sewing, not with a machine. She hand sewed all kinds of quilts. I have a Dutch doll quilt that she sewed for me when I was just a little girl. I still have that quilt to this day. She taught me different stitches and how to mend things and stuff like that. So she taught that. She was sort of like a mentor in that respect. Again, as with the first aid or with any of these things, I understand that parents are extremely busy, and sometimes they don't have the time, and maybe you out there could be a mentor to someone and help out. The 7th one is basic house cleaning. Now, it may sound like that's an easy one. Oh, it's easy, just clean your house. To be honest with you, not everybody knows how to go about that in the proper way. I know that some people don't understand the concept or the idea that some chemicals cannot be mixed. I remember a lady that her husband worked with my husband, and she'd started a cleaning business. Now, she was probably in her 30s when this happened, but she mixed ammonia and bleach. Now, I don't know how many of you know this, but when you mix those two, it creates a fog, a vapor that is toxic, and it can burn your lungs. So I'm not sure that everyone understands certain things like this. They need to understand, how to clean. Just because it looks clean doesn't mean that it is clean. There's a difference. And I worked in food service for years, and there's a difference between looking clean and actually being clean. And many of us probably learned this back when we were children. I don't know if you remember going to the dentist and him giving you these little red chewy pills after you had brushed your teeth, and you chewed these up, and it would show where the plaque was. It would show where you were lacking in cleanliness on your teeth. It was disheartening because you thought you scrubbed so well. But it's sort of like that in the cleaning as well. Just because there's no debris on the counter and it looks clean does not mean that it has been disinfected. And there are many different ways to disinfect. You can use vinegar. There are many different ways. Maybe I'll do a video on that. I don't know. But, these are just basic skills that I feel like have been overlooked over the years, and I think we need to go back and refresh those. Now, like I said, there's 7. There could be more. Maybe there's something else that you want to add to this, that you think that is a basic life skill that people need to know. Now, if you can't be mentored, if there's no one in your life that's taught you some of these things, you can always turn to YouTube. There's a lot of really good channels on here that have a lot of information to offer, and it's you should look into it. But these basic life skills you should definitely have. I want to thank you guys for being here, and I just want to say that I love each and every one of you, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks.